Hello Shreya, welcome to Zenonco.io and Lovely's
Hi
Cancer.
Nimisha, hi.
So I'm sure your journey will be very inspiring and will be inspiring many people out there who are going through the similar journey. And yeah, you can start sharing your journey with us.
Sure. So, I got diagnosed in March 2020, and it's just been over a year right now. So, I got diagnosed via a Caesar.
Oh,
So, I was pursuing my master's degree, and by the end of my first year, I just seized on the staircase of my hostel. And then after that, I was taken to the local hospital where they actually did an MRI on me, and post that they saw that there was a tumor on in my brain.
okay.
But post they did not know the grade and stuff, so I was referred to Mumbai for surgery and also the biopsy. Sorry, Delhi. I was referred to Delhi. So in Delhi, I went to Paras Hospital, got operated by Dr. V.S. Mehta. He was my surgeon. He was the lead surgeon there. So and then 100% of the tumor was removed. They said that there, and then after that, touchwood by God's grace, the scan has been clean till now.
Oh wow, that's very nice. Yeah. So did you went any under any chemotherapy or radiation
It
therapy
was
or
just SOC. I did not. So I was my tumor was not methylated, so it would not respond to chemo that much, like according to
anything?
our research.
Okay.
So we did away with chemo right after the standard of care, like
Okay.
right after the first 2-3 months. That's it. And after that, we've switched only to herbal and yeah, herbal and homeopathy.
Okay. So what are you doing in your masters? Like, is it completed or?
Because I was pursuing it in HR. I don't think I'm going to continue it anymore, but
Okay.
I was pursuing HR at that time.
Okay. Okay. So what was your age at that time, like
I
last?
was 26.
Oh, you're of the same age. Yeah. Okay. So like, what were your family's reaction? When they came to know about the problem.
They was just shocked because nobody has expected that coming from me because I was very much active. I was very much into sports. In fact, I just won a tournament, singles tournament. Just won a
Oh
singles
wow.
tournament. Yeah.
Oh,
And I also used to play
congratulations.
basketball. So both of the sports we won first prize and second prize. So it was very much shocking for them, and for me, I don't
Mhm.
know. I did not know how to respond to it. So that's when I think the first person I reached out to was Dimple. After that,
Okay.
because on
Mhm.
like I had connected to her on Facebook, and because I had followed her journey with cancer,
Okay. Yeah.
like previous one. So I
Mhm.
knew her through one of my seniors. They used to
Okay.
be classmates, all of them.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I just I used to text her before everything, before my diagnosis for her. And then when I got diagnosed, I actually I was since I was following her on Facebook, I got to know about Zenonco. So I just
Okay.
texted her that I
Mhm.
don't know how to respond to this. I don't know how to respond to this diagnosis. So just help me out here. So it was really, really kind of her to immediately call me and then talk to me and then console me. That was one moment, I want to highlight. Like that was one moment that I
Mhm.
want to really, really highlight. And apart from that, she was my counselor at that time.
Okay.
And she's
Okay.
based out of NCR itself.
Mhm.
So she really, really helped me out with the help of transaction analysis.
Okay.
She just took everything out, like whatever was going on inside my head because I was so young, diagnosed. I was also married in between of my this. I had left my job. I was doing my MBA.
Okay.
So, all those
Okay.
things combined, I was really confused how to take this because I had too many stakeholders involved at that point of time. Like my family and then my husband's family and then of course my spouse.
Okay.
So yeah, it was tough and I sought help from her and she was there. I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
So, like, what do people need to expect when they, get this type of cancer?
Um, I don't know. Like I don't know by God's grace, just after my surgery, I just had one complication,
Mm-hmm.
one or two. Like
Yeah.
during chemo, I had two complications, and just after surgery, just one. It was not that complicated. Surgery was also just because one of my veins. it had to be cut, and because of which my left side was paralyzed for 7-8 days. So that was a bit of setback. And then also when the strength came back, it's not 100% right now. So it is
Okay.
there, but I can do my work and
Uh-huh.
stuff, but it's not 100%. So that was one setback, that you might face limb weakness going forward because of the surgery. So if you get it operated on the left, your right will get affected. If you get operated on the right, your left might get affected. So
Okay.
whichever part is affected, you need to be working on that part. Like, you have to work on that part. So that's there. And then apart from that, yes. So when I got diagnosed, I had no like clear symptoms. Yes, like for awareness of people, I'd just like to say that if you're having confusion, or if you're getting, like, if you understand, can I speak Hindi?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So if you are like going and कहीं पे चोट लग जा रही है बार बार
हाँ,
बार, you should notice those small things. Like, it's, I know, like I was not able to notice because maybe I was very much confident that nothing wrong is there with my health because I was into sports and stuff. But people should take care of these things, that like when I used to enter the class, I would try to find my seat, like wherever it is. Like, I used to get confused that my seat was here, where it's gone now. So
Okay.
after the diagnosis, I realized that those things were because of the tumor that was in my head for so long.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
was in my head, it was sitting in my head for more than 6 months before it got diagnosed. So I
Okay.
think it will be more than a year, because when I entered college also, then also I faced some of those symptoms. So it could be sitting in your head, and if you're facing any of those like symptoms like forgetfulness, or you're getting stuck by again and again by wall and by doors and stuff, you're not able to, you're not able to comprehend the space and the speed with which you're moving, and when you'll get hit, and how will it impact. So those things, small things, if you notice, if you're lucky to be able to notice those things, you'll be able to diagnose earlier. Maybe it'll help with your prognosis and stuff.
Okay. So, like since you were already so much active, so did you make any lifestyle changes during or after the treatment?
Yeah, so I gave up everything that was stressful for the first. Like, I had this habit of taking a lot of stress, lot of everything possible.
Okay. So,
So yeah,
tell me.
so I first tried to did away with that. I think I did away with that. Not really
That
sure
is very
though.
important.
I'm trying, but it's really, really important. You are also young. I'm telling you, it's not, the stress is not worth it. It's not worth it. Once it takes a toll on your health, it's not worth it. So stress is going to be there. You just need to balance it with what's its worth. So yes, I try to, like, whatever negative thoughts they come in my mind, I'm trying to train my mind in a way that, it specially distracts itself at that point of time, and then preoccupies itself with something else later on. So, like, I try to do that. I don't know how effective that is, but I try to do that for myself.
Must be effective. If you're feeling the change, it is effective.
Um,
Yeah. So, like, you have a spouse and the family members. So, can you share your experience and thoughts about your caregivers? Like,
Yeah, so
how were they?
see, my primary caregiver is my husband, Vivek. So he's there. So he's obviously, it's a very, like, tumultuous journey.
Uh,
It cannot be more uncertain.
yeah, true. Unexpected thing.
Yeah, so everybody was shocked. But I'm grateful that my husband is so young, first thing, and second thing, he's very kind and considerate. And yeah, so love is important, but these things are very important in a caregiver, whoever it is. Like, after a certain point of time, love, it fades away. But my caregiver, he's been very strong throughout with everything. Like, yeah, he's not that macho man or things like
Yeah.
those. Like, he does not talk big. He just stays there. He's very stable and he helps me out. He, even in this condition, he's trying to help me out, further my career, further my life, further my goals. He's trying to do those things for me. So, but yes, my parents obviously they are under stress. His parents they are obviously under stress because nobody knows because they're getting old, right? They want to know what to expect in the future. That's the natural reaction of the elderly for sure. And obviously the younger ones they don't know how to deal with it. So yeah, they just get scared and they're like, okay, didi ka aise ho gaya, okay, bhabhi ka aise ho gaya. So yeah, they're scared and there's little bit of fear, uncertainty, and then a lot of fear on my husband's part. Of course, he does not want to lose me. That's been there. He deals with it every night, and I just like I'm carefree right now, and he deals with it. So yes, so I'd like to say that in a journey like this, the role of patient is very important, and the role of caregiver is even more important. And for the caregivers also, like I would like to really say that they also need a support group support something like that. They need it. They really need it. Not just a support group virtually, also of like right now we're not able to go out because of COVID. But had it not been there, he should have gone out. He should have carried on with his own normal life like that. So
What was
that's really important for their mental health.
what was his support system?
He has I have a lovely, like, in-laws family. so,
Okay.
so they are very, yeah, they're very supportive of him. And whatever he does, they support him in that.
Okay. That is really very important in anybody's life, be it a patient, be it a caregiver. You need to have a very supportive family who understands you, who helps you in everything, whatever is happening on the current day. So, do you remember any act of kindness you did or you saw which you will never forget?
I'd have to think on this.
Okay. So, like,
There are many actually. There are so many that I cannot, I can't because everybody has been so kind that I don't know what to point out singly. But yes, like I'd like to say this because like I'm not no longer with my classmates. They knew I was not going to come back.
yeah.
But by the end of the first year, I had my final exams when my chemo was going on.
Okay.
So they really helped me out there. What to study, how to do it, how to do the assignments, how to clear my first year. So I was able to
Okay.
clear my first year with the help of my classmates. And especially I'm mentioning this because I was not friends with them. I was
Okay.
used to be very reserved. I used to not socialize in college. I was more into sports, little bit into academics and other activities like club and stuff. So I was not very social. But they went over and beyond to help me out there. So that was something unexpected. That apart from that, family and friends, we cannot count it as an act of kindness. And yes, obviously, I shared the story about Dimple.
Okay. Okay.
She was really kind to quickly call me, and she quickly gave me those important points which only an experienced caregiver can get, or a patient, you can say.
Hmm.
So like that was at a juncture when I was it was very much uncertain for me. I did not know how to react. I did not know how to take the news, everything. So it was 3 my surgery when I spoke to her on phone. She was like, she gave me do's and don'ts. She was like, like you're recording it, but like don't entertain the relatives so much right now. It's not good for you. So those points like those, she knew those micro level stuff. Like she was like people would come and visit. I was that kind of person who was little bit. I was also married, so people were coming and then had to be cordial. I because like being myself, I could not be rude and stuff. But she was like, shut them off right now.
Okay.
Please focus on your health, your mental health,
Hmm.
and how you
Hmm.
receive it right now. So yes, it was really helpful. Then apart from that, also she gave me like diet plans and stuff.
Hmm.
Obviously, we took the subscription, and
Hmm.
it helped me with the initial basing of my days and stuff, of my lifestyle change mainly.
Okay.
So that was a juncture when I learned about this word, disease reversal.
Okay.
I learned this word through her. Actually, I got in touch with her, and then I got in touch with a lady who was also who was also consulting with Zen Onco for her mother, and she connected me with a group of brain tumor patients,
Okay.
brain tumor caregivers.
Caregivers. Okay.
So both of us, me and my spouse, we were added in that group.
Mm-hmm.
So from there also we got a lot of help and support. So you can say that all my support, it started right here from Zen Onco. Like developing I'm not
Mm.
because I got nothing. I have no reason to please anybody. But yes, this is coming straight from my heart that at that point of time,
Mm.
I was given all kind of support that I was needed, and I was also given the support that I was not expected. I was not expecting, like, getting a support group. The support group
Mm-hmm.
was also very much informative, that you might also know that, in LHC that you don't have many brain tumor patients.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
that group, it gave us a head start right from there. So,
Okay.
like leaving chemo is always a personal
Mm-hmm.
choice.
Choice.
But
Yeah.
it's also risky, the top doctors of the country, they were like, you should do the chemo. She's young, she'll not get affected and stuff. You should
Mm-hmm.
just do it anyway. But there were people in that group
Mm.
who were very particular that they did not want to take it. So
Okay.
we were just mulling on the idea. And when we saw that, they were ready to take the plunge, and we got the biopsy report that, my tumor was not very suitable, very methylated for the
Uh-huh.
chemotherapy. So we just
Mm-hmm.
left it all together. So we got the confidence of moving ahead with our own protocol from that group. We took whatever
Okay.
was suitable for us, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like that only. So two
Okay.
acts of kindness.
Wow. So, you definitely go for a regular checkup, right?
Yeah, MRIs.
So, okay. So, do you are you on any medications or anything?
I just take, as far as the modern medicine is concerned, I take uh, just the anticonvulsants, Levipil
Okay.
and Clobazam, morning and
Okay.
night.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
have 4 doses of homeopathy, and then I have herbal and some
Okay.
supplements.
Along with this. Okay. Okay. So you don't have any issues right now, right? No symptoms, no nothing. Just after treatment medications.
So, sorry, symptoms as in, like, could you be a little bit more specific? So I do have
Symptoms
a bit
as
of,
in after effects or side effects of anything with.
I'll tell you, like, right after the radiation and chemo, you not feel anything. But after 2 months, 3 months, you start feeling the effect on memory and on your mental health, and then on your nails. See, you can see
Okay.
my nails are clear now, but they were not.
Okay.
You don't look like a witch. I should not even
No,
demean the
I
witches,
can
but
totally understand. I've seen them. I've seen them with my mother. She was also diagnosed, so I've seen her through the chemo. She was under chemo for like 5 months.
okay.
Yeah, so I have seen those stages. But now, currently, you are totally free of all the side effects, right?
Yeah, so yes, right now, like I can say, I don't know, like I'm not out there in the competitive world right now. So for myself, I can say I'm functioning.
That is more important.
For myself, I'm
That-
healed and I'm functioning.
that is more important. The world out there will wait for some time.
Yeah,
Can wait for some time.
they have to.
Yeah, exactly. So like
So how's a
mhm.
so what was your mother's? I'm sorry, this is a personal question.
No, it's actually it's a big name, but she had a lymph node, okay,
Okay,
in her thighs basically.
okay,
So that happened because like 12 to 14 years back, she got her hand fractured, and the bone was taken out from the thighs,
okay,
and that the space which was left there, a cyst was created.
okay,
Okay, so that cyst had cancer. Like we didn't even know for like 14 years. One day she got operated for anything, any other thing. And then that cyst also came out, and the test was done, and then we came to know, okay, this particular thing has cancer. Yeah, so if she would have never been operated, we could never have been known about this.
Oh,
It's like that. So okay. Anyway, like, is there anything you wish for, like one thing in your bucket list which wish you just
just I want to travel. That's it.
the COVID may end soon then. Everyone is waiting to go out.
I just want to travel, and I want to write while traveling.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
So I have my blog, a small blog, not very active right now.
Okay.
So I write on that blog sometimes.
Nice. Very nice. So, like, how do you feel so much more positive every day?
I don't know, like, I've been this way from, I don't know, since ever. So I'm this way till now. Like, whenever setbacks come, like, I have this tendency. I feel that I attract that kind of energy towards myself, those challenges, and then I just try to fight them off. This is my pattern of life. So, it's okay. Like, this is just another challenge.
So actually, I have seen in people, like the people, like you were in sports, you might be used to of the new challenges which comes to your life with between your games. You never expected, okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
thing may happen.
That's
So this might have been there in your mind, that the thought process might have been there in your mind from very long.
yes.
Right, right. Okay, so
So two things, sports and writing is
okay, sports.
two things. Writing is also it's good for my mental health. I write regularly. It's good for mental health anyway. Like even if you're not diagnosed with cancer, keeping a journal it helps you out. And then apart from that, obviously sports, not just sports, but any kind of physical activity, it builds stamina inside you. And even if you're into those classical dances, I have two left feet, so I don't know. But about dancing, if somebody is good at dancing, classical dancers, good, with good strength, they can also fight it out.
So, like,
Just this.
how do you reward yourself when you achieve any goal?
I just tell myself that I might be fighting the deadliest thing, so I that makes me okay. Like okay, fine. Like it's not a reward; it's just some kind of consolation. To be very honest, because yes, life is okay, and you do face challenges, but you do have regrets also sometimes. That's there. So it's not all rosy. There are lots of ups and downs. I have a good support system in place, and I have a good support system inside me. Both of the things.
One should have a best willpower inside
That's
them.
there. So yes, about rewarding. So I have a lot of time right now. So I
Huh.
keep reading books and I keep watching. I'm a movie buff right now.
Okay. What is the recent film you watched?
Last night I watched A Suitable Boy.
It's a
I
very
watched it with
nice.
Vivek
Okay. Nice. Do you watch series, web series?
in Calcutta right now, and it was based out of the setup was based out of Calcutta. That
Uh-huh.
series. So I was seeing what it was like in 1950s and stuff. So
Okay.
like I want to explore lots and lots more about life and history and everything. Let's see what happens.
It will definitely happen. Okay, so any one message you want to, give out to people out there who are the cancer patients or caregivers or survivors?
So for everybody, I would just like to say that like it's just one thing. Stress is your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Is your biggest enemy, and your mind helps fuel it. So you need to keep a check on both, because your mind is where all the ruckus starts.
Mm-hmm.
Everything negative, it starts in your mind. Like whatever is happening, like if I'm feeling that somebody's bitching about me and somebody's not feeling good about me, it's probably my own reflection about my own thoughts about me. So it happens in the mind, it starts in the mind. So it's very important for you to control your mind and not let your mind control you. I try to do it 60% of the times. I'm not able to do it, but I'm trying because I know that is the right thing to do.
At least it's more important about, if you're aware of the thing ki you have to control your mind, you have to control your brain and not let your brain or your mind control you. That is the most important.
That's very, very, very important. And
Yeah.
especially when it comes to survival, like you can waste away when you have good health. Like you can afford that when you have good health. But when you're facing any kind of metabolic issues or any kind of autoimmune disease or chronic issue
Mm-hmm.
in your mind, and you have to control those emotions, even if the situation is not that good, you have to look at the silver line. You have to find that bright spot. It's very important. If you don't do that, you're dead. You're dead inside. Even if you live physically, you're dead inside. What will you live for?
Right. True.
So, like I also wanted to emphasize on this fact that कोई भी disease किसी भी life का end नहीं होता है.
Hmm.
आप जो सीखते हो ना, that is very, very, very much important. That's why you're here. You're not here to like cry over it. मतलब मेरे साथ क्यों हो गए? Why me at such young age? I could have done this. I could have done that. तो हम सब कुछ हमेशा प्लान के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं चलता है. But at the end of the day, you have to accept life. You have to let it take its course rather than trying to control it all the time. You have to really do that. You have to just flow with the flow. Just let yourself go, and then stay stress free while everything happens. That's very important. And then only I believe a lot in God and faith. Yes, God. I just forgot such a big part of my journey. So no, that's really, really, really important. I cannot emphasize much on faith in Almighty. That's very much helpful even for the non-believers.
It is helpful, yes. People have faith. With faith comes positivity. With faith comes motivation. With faith comes you get a power to, fight through anything which comes
Yeah.
to your way.
And you have to exclusively seek help from the faith. Like I can't be thinking that I'm praying so I'm okay. So I have to seek that from my own light, my own God. I have to seek that from them. So in order to do that, I have to keep my lifestyle healthy. I have to keep my mind sane. I have to work on myself regularly, because that's how you pay your God back, because your God is there with you. Your God is helping you out. You help him by showing him that you are very grateful for the help that you're getting, and you're giving it back to God by putting all your 100% into your survival, into a very productive and meaningful life, a life that cannot be meaningful in a generic definition. If a third person sees, they'll be like, okay, she's just fighting a disease. So it is not at all an achievement. You do not get incentives for it. It is an unpaid thing that you're doing it for your own survival. And then people might not be able to understand the meaning of your life. They're not in position to understand it because they have never been there.
Right.
So at that point of time, you have to tell yourself that they don't know because they've not been in that situation, and this is your journey. So nobody gets to give their judgment on your journey like that.
Because you're the one who faced it. You're the one who is living it for life.
So not that
Yeah.
way also, they also don't know how to react because they have not
Exactly.
been in that situation.
They have not seen it. They have not seen anybody. Maybe you were the first person they saw. Okay. Okay, Shreya. I'm sure your journey was really very inspiring. I'm sure people out there will be very inspired listening to you and knowing you. So thank you so much for everything.
Are you going to share this video? You're going to write it down, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Nimisha.